Welcome from the home of the New York Mets, Citi Field in Queens. Interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Athletics going up against the New York Mets. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about set to go now, and towing the slab, Kodai Senga. What do we have on him?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
And here is Lawrence Butler. That one clips the outside corner, and we are underway.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Top of the zone, and it's called a strike.
If you're not ready for that pitch, you're just going to swing and miss or pop it up, waste the at-bat. If you're going to let it go, you better be ready to swing it.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And a quick out, number one.
That's tough. You see it well. I mean, that was clearly up and out of the strike zone, but that's one of the hardest things. But when you see a pitch out of the hand at eye level, that discipline to remember, I can't hit that pitch. If I can see it really well at eye level, I can't catch up to that pitch when a pitcher's got this kind of velocity.
And now it's going to be Brent Rooker. There's a swing and a miss. One out, bases empty. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Two down, nobody on. That misses. Now 1 and 2. Stays alive. Got him looking. And he strikes out the side in the first. A's go quickly and quietly there. Now the Mets offense will go to work for the first time. No score. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back here with my pal Singy and our starting pitcher here today, Luis Severino.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Francisco Lindor leading things off and takes a strike. Severino, a former All-Star, 31 years old. He joined the team as a free agent. And there's a foul ball. Ripped on a line to center. And a base hit right there. So a man on base to start the inning.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
Here's Juan Soto. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
And now it's Mark Vientos. That one's in there. Strike one. Lindor, the lead runner at second. Soto at first with no outs. Fastball is outside. Out front and foul to the left side.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
And a pitch. Fights it off. He'll see another.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
That's a ball. Tried to attack with a sweeper. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Batting fourth.
Here's Pete Alonso. This guy with light tower power. And that's outside.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
One out. Runners at first and second. In the air, left field, down the line, and it falls. The throw in, the tag, and he's out. But one run is in to score.
That's heads-up play right there. The outfielder knowing he has no shot at the runner at home, so comes up trying to cut that runner off at third and does a really nice job. Got to appreciate that.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. Popped up. Wilson makes the grab, and that is that. So they get one run, 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We go on to inning number 2. It's the Mets 1 and the A's nothing. Back here at Citi Field, all set for the start of the inning. And now here's the A's catcher, Shea Langoliers. Senga back to work. There's the strike.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
0-1.
Making 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
Just overmatched on that fastball right there. It wasn't like he was set up for it by something off speed earlier in the at-bat. Just came right after him with 3 straight, and he had no answer for it.
Tyler Soderstrom up next for the A's. One down, base is empty.
Nope.
Darryl Parker assigned to umpiring duty behind home plate.
And Boog, with DP, it's sort of a coin flip on those borderline corner pitches. Doesn't really favor one side of the plate more than the other. Sometimes you'll get a little extra the plate, and sometimes you won't. It does seem like he evens it out over the course of a game, though.
That one fouled off, 2-2. The ground to third. Whips it across. And that quickly 2 away. Zach Geloff up next for the A's. Ball one there. 2 out, space is empty.
Two balls, no strikes.
Next offering is downstairs. Fastball for a strike.
Looks like a really good fastball today. You can hear that catcher's mitt popping. Looking forward to hearing a lot of that one in this one.
And the right-hander's 3-1. Draws the walk there. And that's how they get their first base runner of the game.
Well, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
Seth Brown stands in here. Tried to hold back his swing there, but went around. Tying run is at first. Here at the top of the second. Just missed. Move to first. Ow! They got him, and that will end the inning. We played an inning and a half. It's 1-0. Back here in Queens, bottom of the inning. So now here's the Mets DH, Jesse Winker. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Brown sizing this one up, hauls it in for the out.
Batting 7, center fielder
Tyrone Taylor up now for the Mets.
Taylor.
He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Top of the zone for a called strike.
Look, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
And a bunt towards third. Grabs it barehanded. Throw to first. Throw off line. He's safe. And a nice job there to keep it from getting away. Well, Singy, that was really nice looking. Able to get it down and in a good spot.
And he makes it look easy. Bat angle was perfect. Barrel stayed above the hands. Could almost walk to first.
One gone, runner at first. So up next for New York, Francisco Alvarez. Severino keeping him close. Fought off foul. Taylor leads off first with one away. Next offering is in for a strike.
One ball, two strikes.
In the dirt. Severino.
Ball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Jeff McNeil stands in.
Second baseman.
He might want to steal second in this spot, but he's dealing with a catcher that has one of the best pop times in the game. He needs to pick his spot very wisely.
First pitch misses.
Well, if he's going to steal second, You want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
And that one in the air center field. Lede on the move. Brings it in. And that is that. Mets leave one, but they're on top 1-0. And we're back.
Leading off
so here's
for the
Brown at the
Athletics,
plate.
left fielder Seth Brown.
There's the strike at the knees. 0-1. That's in there.
Ball, that's down.
He goes down looking.
Wow, that's a tough call for the hitter, but the pitcher will take that all day long. Not quite in the strike zone, but he found a spot that the umpire is going to, at least for now, allow him to get that call. So hitters are going to have to make an adjustment, but pitchers are going to learn from those things and really try to exploit them if they can.
Here's Luis Urias. And that drops in for a strike.
0-1's the count.
On the ground, out to short. Lindor on to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Batting ninth, shortstop Jacob Wilson.
Jacob Wilson up next for the A's. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
0-1.
Right through there for a strike.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
Ball, that's inside.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
The shortstop takes the ball.
2-2 the count.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. And 1, 2, 3 go the A's. And it remains 1-0. As we go to the last of the third. Now it's the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. For Lindor, being drafted out of Montverde Academy, he's a guy that's turned into one of the best all-around players in the game. Ripped to short. Leadoff man retired here in the third.
Now batting, right fielder Juan Soto.
Juan Soto now. Ripped to third. Urias to first in time. And a couple of quick outs.
Now batting, third baseman Mark Vientos.
Mark Vientos up now for the Mets. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. Ripped on the ground to second, on to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Mets go down quickly, but they hold a 1-0 lead. And welcome back to the
Leading off for
ballpark.
the
And now the right fielder, Lawrence Butler. Butler goes 6 feet 3 inches, 24 years old, and he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2018. Zips it across, 1 up, 1 down.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets
Now
the
batting,
defense
the
work behind him with
designated
another
hitter,
ground
Brent
ball.
Rooker.
Good execution.
Brent Rooker up next for the A's. Struck out swinging his first time. And that's off the inside edge. Ball 1. And that one is lifted in the air. Nimmo has it sized up. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, center fielder, J.J.
This is J.J.
Bleday.
Bleday. Struck out looking in his first at bat. And that one hammered back there. It's a bomb. He muscles that one out the opposite way, and we're level. It's 1-1.
That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Langoliers at the plate for the second time as he takes ball 1. Hammered down the right side, but foul.
Ball game is still tied. They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
This one smoked out to left. Squeezes it, and that'll do it. Just 1 hit in the inning, but it was a big one right here as it ties the ball game. All even at 1 apiece. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Citi Field, ready to go, bottom 4. And stepping in for New York, Pete Alonso. And the first offering a fastball for a strike.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Gets off a throw, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out.
Left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
And next for the Mets, Brandon Nimmo. He's 0 for 1. And that's in there at the knees. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Next offering is fouled back. The 0-2.
That's a ball.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. That one misses. And the count now even up. Got him swinging. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That
Now
thing
batting,
really got in on him. And you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Winker in the box with 2 gone and takes a look at a called strike. Foul ball there. Ground ball to the right side. Geloff slings to first. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. Nothing doing for the Mets. Score remains tied 1-1. Ready now for the
Leading off
fifth
for
inning.
the
And here's
Athletics,
the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom. Senga back to work. Fastball for a strike.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
And that's downstairs. And that is ball one.
You know, these A's, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Out to center. Taylor ranging after it. Makes the catch. One away.
Now batting, second baseman, Zach Geloff.
Next up for the A's, Zach Geloff. Walked his first time. That misses, and it's 1-0.
Well, I think he's trying to get a feel for where that one missed. I mean, it could have gone either way, but he looked a little shocked for a second there.
All tied up, and we're at the top of the fifth. Next offering is in for a strike.
This game has been so tight, feels like the next team to score will win it.
One ball, two strikes.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
He was all
left fielder,
over that one.
Seth
I know it was a
Brown.
ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Go ahead run on base. Seth Brown up next for the A's. He was a strikeout victim his first time. In the air to left center. Taylor sizes this one up. Snags it for the second out.
Now batting, third baseman, Luis Urias.
Luis Urias up next for the A's. Runner on the go. That's in for a strike. Transfer bobbled, and there's no throw. Up the middle, Lindor tosses to first. That's the third out. The A's strand one. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Back here in Queens,
Leading
John
off
Sciambi
for
with
the
my
Mets,
buddy Chris Singleton.
center
It's set to
fielder,
get us started. Bottom
Tyrone
5,
Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor. Swing and a drive, deep right field. And that's a foul ball.
Well, these Mets just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get
Now
anything
batting,
going.
And the
catcher,
leadoff man set down in their half of the fifth.
Alvarez.
Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets. That one in there across the letters.
Sometimes you have to keep chipping away until you break through, but it's a lot easier to put runs on the board when you have runners in scoring position because they put themselves there.
Look out! And it hit him.
No, that'll put the infielders on their toes a little bit
Now
more.
batting,
Time to lock in
second
on that
baseman,
double play
Jeff
possibility. Won't be able to
McNeil.
shift as aggressively, but they've got to try to get 2 for 1.
called softly, but that goes foul. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes.
On the ground, could be 2. The throw to second, and that's 2.
Well, the second baseman made that one look easy. Great feed to the shortstop. Shortstop completes the play. They get out of a jam, and they end the inning.
And we're back.
Leading
now
off
at the plate,
for the A's,
Jacob Wilson.
Shortstop, Jacob Wilson.
And the first
Inside,
pitch
ball
misses for ball 1. Right through there for a strike. Now a check swing at the 1-1. Look down to first, and that's a swing according to umpire Matthew Ross. That one the other way. Nice grab.
Now batting, right fielder, Lawrence Butler.
Now here is Lawrence Butler. 0 for 2 in this one.
Well, on the mound, very efficient, able to produce an outcome, it seems like, within the 3rd or 4th pitch of just about every at-bat.
And 1-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Got him looking. And he's up to 7 strikeouts.
We're going to take a look at the pitch sequence of that at bat. And the thing to notice are the pitch locations. Every single one of them on the edges of the strike zone. And as a hitter, that can be pretty frustrating because you don't expect a pitcher to be able to make quality pitches one after another like that. And so those are tough spots to do damage, and a great demonstration of pitch command, and it got him a punch out that time.
Rooker up for the 3rd time and takes ball 1.
Counts 1-0.
Two down, nobody on. And we're in the top half of the 6th.
You can do it, Matt.
Next pitch is outside.
Ball 2.
And a breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
And a big swing and a miss.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. All tied 1-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. Drilled out towards left center field. That's back. And that one's gone. So he blasts one out the other way, and just like that, they're out front. It's 2-1. He ambushed him right there, Siggy.
Yeah, swinging on that first pitch, and I think losing one over the fence is exactly what he had in mind as well. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
And now it's Juan Soto, 1 for 2. Just missed.
Outside.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have a range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
Swing and a foul out of play. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the bottom of the sixth. Just missed.
Boog, and the one thing about that is
One strike.
speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. And Chris, beyond the fact that he's so incredible defensively, he also can swing the stick. Ring him up, says Darryl Parker. That's a strikeout.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to
Now
bring that to a
batting,
halt once you've
baseman,
committed. And he tried to check the swing,
Mark
just couldn't do it.
Tap foul at the plate.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. Into the second deck it goes. It's their second home run of the inning, and they tack on to their lead. It's 3-1. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I could feel that swing from the booth. Power versus power right there, like two locomotives colliding. Who's going to win? And a really good job there by the hitter, getting the top hand working. Powers that fastball out of here.
One out, base is empty. Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets, Pete Alonso. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Blade settles under it. And there are 2 outs.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run.
Now
Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
2 down, base is empty. So up next for New York, Brandon Nimmo. That one misses, and that's ball one.
Ball one,
Activity
no
in the bullpen. Michel Otanez preparing to come on if needed. McFarland also getting ready. 2 outs.
Ball. 2-0.
And
Last
another
ball
ball.
three.
In there at the knees. Strike one. That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. Cut on and lifted in the air. Brown. And that's the 3rd out. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here at Citi Field. New inning getting started. And now the center fielder, J.J. Blade. Fastball for a strike. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Jose Buto appears to be getting loose. Minter getting cranked up as well. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
Big time jam right there. I hate it as a hitter, but standing in center field, you can't help but chuckle a little bit.
Next offering misses down and away.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
One, two now.
Ball 2. 2-2 the count.
There's another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
And now here's the A's catcher, Shea Langoliers. Fouled off. He was late. The Athletics trailing by 2 here in the top half of inning number 7. That one not close.
2 strikes.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. The other way. Toss to Alonso. And 2 away to start the 7th.
Now
If you want to be a
batting,
great
the first
defense,
baseman,
you have to
Tyler
deliver
Soderstrom.
consistently. It doesn't matter how many highlight reel plays you make if you can't execute the small stuff, just like we saw.
So 2 down now, and here is Tyler Soderstrom. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Definitely a frustrating day for the offense, but when they look at it, this guy's had his best stuff. Been painting the corners, working on the edges and changing speeds. Just a difficult one. You tip your cap.
That misses the zone, and a count 2-1. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Zach Geloff waiting in the on-deck circle.
If they can get him up, he'd represent the tying run, so critical pitch right here.
That's ripped. Base hit. Around first and hustling for second. The throw in. He's in there.
That's heads-up base running. That's the kind of
Now
stuff that
batting,
fires up
second
a
baseman,
dugout.
Zach Geloff.
So up next, Zach Geloff. A walk, and he's also singled. Close one, doesn't get the call. 1-0. Just missed. A little out front there as he swings through it.
2-1.
Can't glove it cleanly. Still finds a way to get off the throw. 3rd out, and that ends the frame.
Now pitching for the
We're back
A's,
in a new pitcher here to start the
number
bottom of the
47,
7th. Michel Otañez.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Here's Jesse
Leading
Winker.
off for the Mets, designated hitter, Jesse Winker.
Just missed. Otanez measures 6 feet 4 inches. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and he works in a sinker. And now 2-0. Just missed. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at-bat turns out.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at-bat.
So digging in, Tyrone Taylor.
Let's go, base hit here.
And that's too high. Winker gets his lead at first with nobody out. 6 straight outside the strike zone. Just missed.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, interesting. He went with the off speed and walked the hitter. Man, you got to challenge the guy with the fastball.
Alvarez.
First and second, no outs. Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets. First pitch, and he just misses. Otanez, he's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts in a tough spot like this. That is a big-time benefit. Swing and a miss, 98 on the gun.
Now, as a hitter, when a guy like this comes into the game, you feel like he's standing on top of you, and it's just attack mode coming right at you, expecting to get a swing and miss.
2 strikes.
First and second, no outs. Here, the bottom of the 7th. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. That one is gone. A 3-run dinger. It's 6-1. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he will make a move to dip into the A's bullpen. Michel Otanez won't go any further, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with the new pitcher after this break. So they turn to the lefty in this spot, TJ McFarland.
Number 48.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. A changeup missing, and that's ball 1. That one fouled off. Next offering is in for a strike. Battling here as he fouls it away. Swing, and he breaks his bat. Finally gets the first out here on the grounder.
Got to feel pretty good for the pitcher.
Now batting,
absolutely saw him off. Bat explodes. And then he makes an easy play on it. Pretty satisfying if you're out there on the ball.
Here's Francisco Lindor. He's already homered in this game. On the ground. And that one handled. The throw to first. Lindor retired.
Now batting, right fielder. Juan
2 outs, base is empty.
Soto.
Juan Soto up now for the Mets.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely, try to hit the ball out of the park, do what he loves to do.
And there's a ball.
That's inside. Nope, inside, ball 2.
Right through there for a strike. Knee high, that's in for a strike.
2-2 down.
Struck him out looking. Froze him with the heater at the knees. But the biggest swing of the inning comes right here, a 3-run homer. And this is now a 6-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Dedniel Nunez.
And he's got a nice
Now
lead to
pitching
work
for the
with,
New
so
York
he
Mets.
should come in throwing strikes,
Number
attacking these
72.
hitters.
Here's the left fielder,
Dedniel
Seth Brown.
Nunez.
There's a strike. Movement in the bullpen. Danny Young, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Minter warming up as well. Up and
That's a ball.
in, and it's 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
And that one fouled off. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Ground ball right side. Steps on
He's
first
out.
for the out. Next up for the A's, Luis Urias. And first offering is fouled off.
Now, this is just par for the course these days. Huge fastballs coming out of the bullpen.
And now
That's
the
a ball.
count is even.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
Swing and a miss. Now 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That one just misses. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top of the 8th. Pitch misses. Ball 3. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. That's the second out.
Well, that slider down and away, it's just
Now
kind of a
batting,
slow death. With 2
shortstop,
strikes, you're looking to
Jacob
protect,
Wilson.
and halfway to the plate, you know you've committed, and you know you're going to have no chance of touching it. Tell you what, sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
Wilson in the box now. No balls and a strike. And it's fouled away. Two down, nobody on. Bounce to the right side. McNeil. Throws to first in time. The A's go quietly. Nothing doing there for the A's. They trail it 6-1. On to the bottom of the eighth. Here's the third baseman, Mark Vientos.
Mark Vientos.
McFarland back to work. That's too low. Ball one. Yeah, that's fouled off. And foul ball.
Well, he gave up on that pitch early, and it ended up staying in the zone. I'm sure he's kicking himself and would like that pitch again.
Next one misses. The count now 2-2. That one missed. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. That one ripped. And it's into the gap. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB. I love the approach he had right there with that pitch. Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. And first offering is fouled off. Ground ball right side. Soderstrom steps on the bag. One gone to the bottom of the eighth.
Now batting, left fielder, Brandon
And stepping in for New York, Brandon Nimmo.
You have to stay disciplined in these at-bats. Try not to chase. A strikeout here is the last thing you want.
Just missed. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That's back there. Out of here. And they add on. It's 8-1. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Base is empty, 1 away. Jesse Winker up now for the Mets. Just missed. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Swinging a foul straight back. Next offering is outside.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
That one misses, and the count is 3-1. The Mets up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one is inside ball 4. And I mean, oh, so close.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
Out to short. Dives, and he can't hang on. No throw, and that leaves them with runners at first and second. Manager out of the dugout now, and he will make a move to dip into the A's bullpen. TJ McFarland done for the afternoon, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for the
So out of the
A's,
pen comes the right-hander, Grant
67.
Holman.
Well, they need someone to
Grant
stop the bleed
Holman.
and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Here's the catcher to hit, Francisco Alvarez. He's already homered here in this one. And a big swing and a miss.
0-1's the count.
Winker on second. Taylor over at first with one away. Fastball is outside.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
And there's a
2
ball.
2 strikes.
Lined into right. And puts the squeeze on that one. Out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman Jeff McNeil.
So first and second with 2 outs. Now it's the second baseman, Jeff McNeil. 0 for 3 in this one. Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field. Now a long throw home. And he's out.
Right there on the
Cut
tag.
down, and that ends the inning.
Well, it's pretty difficult to throw a base runner out at the plate with 2 outs on a base hit to the outfield, but an excellent job of coming up with it, getting rid of it quickly, and throwing on the money. That is great technique from start to finish. Nice job to end the inning.
We're back. It's the top of the 9th.
Now
And there's a new
pitching
pitcher
for
on the
the New
mound,
York Mets.
Danny Young.
Compared to
Number
some
81.
days, this is a pretty low leverage
Danny
appearance for him,
Young.
so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Now here's the leadoff hitter for the A's, Lawrence Butler. A rope into right, and that's a base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Couldn't
Now
have timed
batting,
it up any better than
designated hitter,
that. That
Brett
could be a
Rooker.
really tough pitch to handle, a front door breaking ball, but he did a great job staying in there, keeping that front shoulder closed. He didn't spin off the ball and hook it foul, which happens so many times.
Digging in, Brent Rooker. And a strike in there. The 0-1. Grounder might be 2. Off balance feed. There's 1. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Good
Now
sinker
batting,
low in the
center
zone right
fielder,
there and
JJ
produced
Bleday.
exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground, nice ground out.
J.J. Bleday getting ready to hit. And the first offering is not close. Action in the Mets bullpen. Reed Garrett up and throwing. Stanek A hard-throwing right-hander up as well. Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. Lifted in the air down the left side.
Nope.
Nobody
Foul
can
ball.
get there, and it's a foul ball. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Man at first, one away. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. And they're down to their last out.
Up next.
And now
for
a chance
the
for Shea
catcher,
Langoliers.
Shea Langoliers.
This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller. Good at framing. But it's that big arm that really stands out. And that's a little bit high. And that is ball 1.
When you got a catcher like this guy with a big arm like that behind the plate, it really shuts down the running game.
And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Well, I'll say this as a former position player and base stealer. When you come into a game and you've got a guy like this behind the dish with a big arm, you really have to change your approach. Can't try to steal because you'll get thrown out. Maybe get a little bigger lead, be aggressive on the secondary. But this type of guy shuts the running game down.
Young is just one strike away. And it goes just foul. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Clearly the bats came to play today, and the pitching and defense as well. We saw some outstanding plays, great performances all the way around. Just one run allowed. They never gave the other side a chance.
And this one finishes with a final of 8-1. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.